Everyone, today I want to talk about the most important battle you will ever face, the battle between you and yourself. We often think that our biggest obstacles are external, competition, circumstances, or lack of resources. But in reality, the person who stands in your way the most is the one staring back at you in the mirror. How many times have you doubted yourself, talked yourself out of opportunities, or let fear dictate your choices? How often have you compared yourself to others and felt like you weren't good enough? The truth is, our own minds can be our greatest enemy or our strongest ally. The biggest battle is within yourself because your mind holds the power to shape your reality, influence your decisions, and dictate the course of your life. It is not the external obstacles, the competition, or the opinions of others that determine your success or failure. It is the way you perceive yourself and the way you respond to challenges. Every day you wake up with choices to push forward or to stay stagnant, to believe in your potential or to doubt yourself, to take action or to procrastinate. These choices are determined not by external forces, but by the thoughts you allow to dominate your mind. Your mind can either be your greatest ally or your worst enemy. It can push you toward greatness or hold you back with fear and self-doubt. Often the limits we think exist are not real barriers but rather mental constructs that we have built over time. Beliefs that tell us we are not good enough, not ready, or not capable. These thoughts are often shaped by past experiences, failures, and the words of others, but they do not define your future unless you allow them to. To win the battle within, you must first recognize that your mind is powerful, but it is also trainable. Just as a muscle can be strengthened through consistent effort, your mindset can be transformed through conscious practice. Replacing negative self-talk with empowering beliefs, stepping out of your comfort zone despite fear, and embracing failure as a necessary step toward growth are all ways to shift your inner narrative. The moment you stop allowing doubt and fear to control you, you begin to reclaim your power. No external challenge is as difficult as overcoming the doubts and fears you impose on yourself. The battle within is ongoing. It requires self-awareness, resilience, and the willingness to challenge your own limitations. But once you learn to master your mind, you become unstoppable. You realize that the only person who has ever truly stood in your way was you. And once that obstacle is removed, the possibilities for your life become limitless. Belief in yourself is the key to overcoming internal obstacles because your mindset determines your actions, and your actions determine your outcomes. When you believe in yourself, you develop the courage to take risks, the resilience to push through challenges, and the determination to keep going even when things get difficult. Many people fail not because they lack skill or opportunity, but because they do not believe in their ability to succeed. They allow self-doubt to take control, convincing themselves that they are not good enough, not talented enough, or not worthy enough. This self-imposed limitation is often the greatest obstacle standing between a person and their goals. When you believe in yourself, you give yourself permission to try. You recognize that failure is not the end but a stepping stone to growth. You understand that setbacks do not define you, but rather they teach you valuable lessons. Self-belief allows you to silence the negative voices in your head that tell you to give up and instead push forward with confidence. It helps you to stand strong in the face of criticism, to embrace new opportunities without hesitation, and to pursue your dreams with unwavering determination. Belief in yourself does not mean arrogance or ignoring reality. It means recognizing that you have the ability to learn, improve, and adapt. It means trusting that you are capable of growth and success, even when the path ahead is uncertain. Many of the most successful people in the world started with nothing but belief. They faced rejection, failure, and doubt, but what separated them from those who gave up was their unshakable confidence in their ability to keep moving forward. They did not wait for permission or validation from others. They believed in themselves first, and the world eventually followed. If you do not believe in yourself, it does not matter how much talent, intelligence, or opportunity you have, your fear and doubt will always hold you back. But when you build self-confidence, you unlock the ability to take action, to seize opportunities, and to turn your vision into reality. You are capable of more than you think, but the first step to proving that is believing in yourself. Failure is a lesson, not an end, because every setback carries valuable insights that can help you grow, improve, and eventually succeed. Many people fear failure so much that they avoid taking risks, stepping outside their comfort zones, or pursuing their true goals. They view failure as a reflection of their worth, thinking that if they fail, it means they are not good enough. However, the truth is that failure is not a sign of inadequacy, it is a necessary part of the journey towards success. Every great achievement in history has been built on a foundation of past failures, learning experiences, and perseverance. When you shift your perspective and start viewing failure as feedback rather than a final outcome, you begin to understand its true value. Failure teaches you what does not work, allowing you to adjust your approach, refine your skills, and come back stronger. It provides clarity, helping you see weaknesses that need improvement and strategies that need to be changed. Without failure, growth is impossible because success is not about avoiding mistakes but about learning from them. Many successful people have failed repeatedly before reaching their goals. Famous inventors, entrepreneurs, and athletes have all faced setbacks, but instead of letting failure stop them, they used it as motivation to keep going. Thomas Edison failed thousands of times before creating the light bulb, but he never saw those failures as wasted efforts. Instead, he famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 1,000 ways that won't work." This mindset is what separates those who succeed from those who give up. If you treat failure as the end, you will never reach your full potential. But if you see it as part of the learning process, you will become stronger, wiser, and more prepared for success. Failure is only permanent if you stop trying. The most important thing is to take the lessons from every failure and apply them moving forward. Growth happens when you embrace challenges, learn from mistakes, and keep pushing forward despite the setbacks. Success is not about never failing, it is about never giving up. Growth comes from stepping outside your comfort zone, because staying in the same familiar place, doing the same things over and over again, leads to stagnation rather than progress. Many people remain stuck in life, not because they lack the ability to grow, but because they are afraid to challenge themselves. The comfort zone is a safe place where there is little risk, little uncertainty, and little fear of failure. However, it is also a place where dreams fade, potential goes unrealized, and true fulfillment is never found. If you want to grow, improve, and reach new heights, you have to be willing to embrace discomfort, take risks, and challenge yourself beyond what feels easy or familiar. The most successful people in any field did not achieve greatness by staying comfortable. They took on challenges that scared them, pursued goals that seemed impossible, and constantly pushed their limits. Every time you step beyond what you think you are capable of, you expand your abilities and develop new skills. The discomfort of learning something new or facing a difficult situation is temporary, but the growth that comes from it lasts a lifetime. If you look back at your life, you will likely realize that your biggest moments of progress happened when you pushed yourself beyond your comfort zone. Whether it was taking on a new challenge, learning a new skill, or overcoming an obstacle that seemed impossible at the time. Fear is what keeps most people trapped in their comfort zones. The fear of failure, embarrassment, or not being good enough can be paralyzing. However, fear is often a sign that you are on the right path. Growth happens when you do the things that scare you because they challenge your limitations and force you to develop new strengths. If you avoid challenges and risks, you may never fail, but you will also never grow. The greatest rewards in life, personal fulfillment, confidence, and success, come from stepping into the unknown and proving to yourself that you are capable of more than you ever imagined. Discipline and resilience lead to success because talent, intelligence, and luck alone are not enough to achieve meaningful goals. Many people have potential, but only those who consistently put in the work, stay committed through hardships, and refuse to give up are the ones who succeed. Discipline is the ability to take action even when you do not feel motivated. It is about staying focused, sticking to a plan, and making progress every single day, even when things get difficult. Without discipline, even the most talented person will struggle to reach their full potential. Resilience, on the other hand, is the ability to keep going despite setbacks, failures, and obstacles. Life is full of unexpected challenges, and those who succeed are not the ones who never face difficulties, but the ones who refuse to be defeated by them. Resilience is what allows you to rise after a failure, to push forward when things do not go as planned, and to keep working toward your goals, even when the results are not immediate. It is about having the mental and emotional strength to endure hardships and continue striving for success. The combination of discipline and resilience creates unstoppable momentum. Discipline ensures that you are consistently putting in the effort, while resilience ensures that you do not give up when faced with difficulties. Many people start strong but give up when they encounter resistance. They become discouraged by slow progress, setbacks, or failures, and they stop before reaching their full potential. However, those who understand the power of discipline and resilience keep pushing forward, knowing that success is a result of continuous effort and perseverance. Every great achievement in history is a result of discipline and resilience. Whether in sports, business, science, or personal development, the people who reach the highest levels of success are not the ones who had an easy path, but the ones who kept going despite difficulties. The key to achieving anything worthwhile is not just having a dream, but having the discipline to work toward it every day and the resilience to overcome every obstacle along the way. You control your mindset and actions because no matter what happens around you, you always have the power to choose how you respond. Many people blame external circumstances for their failures, but the truth is that success and happiness are not determined by what happens to you, but by how you react to it. Two people can face the same challenge. One may see it as an opportunity for growth, while the other may see it as an excuse to give up. The difference is in their mindset. The way you think influences the way you act, and the way you act determines the results you get in life. A strong, positive mindset helps you navigate difficulties and turn setbacks into opportunities. Instead of seeing obstacles as roadblocks, you begin to view them as challenges that can make you stronger. Instead of letting failures define you, you start using them as lessons to improve and grow. Your mindset shapes your reality because your thoughts influence your emotions influence your decisions, and your decisions determine your actions. If you believe that you are capable and that you can improve, you will take the necessary steps to make progress. But if you constantly tell yourself that you are not good enough or that success is out of reach, you will hold yourself back. In addition to mindset, your actions are fully under your control. Many people wait for the right moment, the right circumstances, or the right motivation to take action. But the truth is, action creates momentum, and waiting often leads to nothing. Every small step you take, no matter how insignificant it may seem, moves you closer to your goals. Whether it is improving your skills, taking care of your health, or working on a personal project, progress is made through consistent effort. You cannot control everything that happens in life, but you can always control how you respond and what actions you take moving forward. Taking responsibility for your mindset and actions is empowering because it puts you in control of your own life. It means that no matter what challenges you face, you always have the ability to adapt, improve, and keep moving forward. The moment you stop blaming circumstances and start focusing on what you can control is the moment you take full ownership of your future. Success is not about luck or external factors. It is about making the decision to take control of your thoughts, your choices, and your actions every single day. External challenges are secondary to internal struggles because no matter what difficulties exist in the outside world, the way you perceive and handle them determines whether they break you or make you stronger. Many people focus on external barriers such as lack of resources, competition, or unfavorable circumstances. But the truth is that these factors are only obstacles if you allow them to be. The biggest challenges are often the ones within self. Doubt, fear of failure, lack of confidence, and negative thinking. These internal struggles can make even the smallest external challenges seem impossible to overcome. History is filled with people who succeeded despite having every reason to fail. They did not have the best resources, the ideal conditions, or a clear path to success, but what set them apart was their mindset. Instead of focusing on what they lacked, they focused on what they could control, their effort, their resilience, and their ability to adapt. On the other hand, there are many people who had all the advantages but still failed because they were trapped by their own fears, insecurities, or lack of discipline. This proves that external challenges are not the deciding factor. What truly matters is how you respond to them. When you conquer your internal struggles, external challenges become manageable. A strong mindset allows you to face difficulties with confidence and creativity. Instead of feeling defeated by problems, you start looking for solutions. Instead of giving up when things get hard, you push forward with determination. The battle is not against the world, it is against the limitations you place on yourself. If you can overcome your inner fears, doubts, and hesitations, no external obstacle will be strong enough to stop you. Your greatest enemy can be your own mind, self-doubt, fear, and hesitation. Because the way you think directly influences your actions and ultimately your success. Your mind is a powerful tool capable of building you up or tearing you down. If you constantly tell yourself that you are not good enough, not ready, or not capable, you will start to believe it, and those thoughts will shape your reality. Many people fail to reach their potential not because of real limitations, but because they convince themselves that they are not capable before they even try. Fear is one of the biggest barriers to success. The fear of failure, rejection, or looking foolish can stop you from taking action. But the reality is that fear exists only in your mind. It is an illusion that grows the more you feed it. The people who achieve great things in life are not fearless. They feel fear just like everyone else. The difference is that they do not let fear control their actions. They push forward despite their doubts, knowing that growth comes from stepping into discomfort. Hesitation is another form of self-sabotage. Every time you hesitate to take action, you give your fears and doubts more power. You allow uncertainty to take over and opportunities slip away. How many times have you wanted to do something but hesitated until it was too late? The moment you start taking action, even in small steps, you weaken the power of hesitation. You prove to yourself that you are capable, and with every step forward, your confidence grows. Your mind can either be your biggest supporter or your worst enemy. If you train it to focus on possibilities instead of limitations, on solutions instead of problems, and on progress instead of perfection, you will realize that you are far more powerful than you ever imagined. The key to winning the battle within is mastering your thoughts and choosing to believe in yourself, no matter how many doubts try to pull you down. The way you speak to yourself matters because your internal dialogue shapes your self-pitch, confidence, and actions. Every day you have an ongoing conversation in your mind. The words you use, the thoughts you entertain, and the beliefs you reinforce determine whether you lift yourself up or tear yourself down. Many people underestimate the power of self-talk, but the truth is that it has a profound effect on your mindset, motivation, and success. If you constantly tell yourself that you are not good enough, not capable, or not worthy, you will start to believe it. These negative thoughts create a cycle of self-doubt, leading to hesitation, inaction, and ultimately missed opportunities. On the other hand, if you speak to yourself with kindness, encouragement, and confidence, you build a mindset that empowers you to take action and overcome obstacles. Positive self-talk is not about ignoring challenges or pretending everything is perfect. It is about reinforcing the belief that you are capable of growth and improvement. Think about how you would speak to a friend who is struggling. Would you tell them they are a failure? Would you discourage them from trying? Of course not. You would offer words of support, reminding them of their strengths and potential. Yet many people speak to themselves in a way they would never speak to someone they care about. They criticize themselves harshly, focus only on their flaws, and diminish their achievements. This negative self-talk is like carrying an invisible weight, making everything feel more difficult than it actually is. The good news is that you have the power to change the way you speak to yourself. It starts with awareness, recognizing when negative thoughts arise, and consciously replacing them with positive, empowering ones. Instead of saying, "I can do this," say, "I will figure this out." Instead of thinking, "I always fail," remind yourself, "Every failure is a lesson that brings me closer to success." By changing your internal dialogue, you change your mindset, and by changing your mindset, you change your life. You are capable of more than you think, but the first step to proving that is believing in yourself. Many people underestimate their abilities because they focus too much on their weaknesses and not enough on their strengths. They compare themselves to others, assuming that success is reserved for those who are smarter, luckier, or more talented. But the truth is, most people who achieve great things are not extraordinary. They are simply ordinary people who believed in themselves enough to take action even when they were uncertain or afraid. Your potential is far greater than you realize, but you will never unlock it if you constantly doubt yourself. Every time you tell yourself, "I can't," "I'm not good enough," or "I'll never succeed," You are setting limits that do not actually exist. These thoughts are not based on reality, they are just fears that your mind has created. When you start challenging those doubts and pushing yourself beyond what feels comfortable, you begin to see what you are truly capable of. Growth happens when you test your limits. You will never know how strong, intelligent, or resilient you are until you are put in a situation that forces you to step up. Many people wait for confidence before taking action, but the truth is that confidence comes from taking action. The more you try, the more you grow, the more you push yourself, the more you realize that you are capable of handling challenges. Your potential is not determined by where you start. It is determined by how much you are willing to push yourself beyond your doubts. If you look at the most successful people in the world, they did not start out knowing they would succeed. They had doubts, fears, and uncertainties just like everyone else. The difference is that they believed in themselves enough to take the first step, and then they kept going even when things got tough. You are no different. You have the ability to achieve great things, but the first person you need to convince of that is yourself. The moment you start believing in your own potential, you will begin to unlock opportunities, growth, and success in ways you never imagined. Self-discipline is the foundation of success because it determines your ability to stay consistent, make progress, and push forward even when motivation fades. Many people rely on motivation to take action, but motivation is temporary. It comes and goes based on how you feel in the moment. If you only act when you feel motivated, you will struggle to stay committed to your goals. This is where self-discipline becomes essential. It is the ability to do what needs to be done, even when you do not feel like doing it. It is the force that separates those who dream from those who achieve. Every successful person has mastered the art of self-discipline. They wake up early to train even when they are tired. They put in extra hours of work even when they feel uninspired. They stick to their commitments even when distractions tempt them to quit. Success is not about luck or talent alone. It is about showing up every day, putting in the work, and making steady progress over time. The most talented people in the world can fail if they lack discipline, while those with average talent can achieve greatness if they are disciplined enough to keep improving. Self-discipline is not about being overly strict or denying yourself joy. It is about making choices that align with your goals, even when it is difficult. It means resisting distractions, staying focused on what truly matters, and maintaining the willpower to keep going no matter what. There will always be moments when you feel like giving up, taking shortcuts, or procrastinating. But the more disciplined you become, the easier it is to overcome these temptations and stay on track. The good news is that self-discipline is a skill that can be developed. It starts with small daily habits, say waking up on time, setting priorities, completing tasks, and holding yourself accountable. The more you practice self-discipline, the stronger it becomes. Over time, it becomes second nature, and what once felt difficult becomes a normal part of your routine. When you develop strong self-discipline, you no longer rely on fleeting motivation. Instead, you create a system that ensures you stay consistent and make progress no matter how you feel on any given day. Your past does not define your future because every day is an opportunity to change, grow, and create a new path for yourself. Many people feel trapped by their past, mistakes, failures, or circumstances. They believe that because they have struggled before, they will always struggle. They allow their past experiences to shape their identity, convincing themselves that they are not capable of success. However, the truth is that no matter what has happened before, you always have the power to start fresh and build a better future. Everyone makes mistakes, faces setbacks, and experiences failure. What separates those who succeed from those who stay stuck is their ability to let go of the past and focus on what they can control in the present. Your past failures do not mean you will fail again. Your past struggles do not mean you are doomed to struggle forever. The only thing that can hold you back is the belief that your past determines your future. The moment you decide to move forward and take action, you begin to rewrite your story. It is important to learn from the past, but it is equally important not to let it define you. Use your past mistakes as lessons, not as limitations. Every failure carries valuable insights that can help you grow stronger, wiser, and more prepared for success. Instead of dwelling on what went wrong, focus on what you can do differently moving forward. The most successful people in the world have failed more times than they can count, but they never let those failures stop them from pursuing their dreams. Your future is not determined by where you have been, it is determined by where you choose to go from here. No matter how many mistakes you have made, how many opportunities you have missed, or how difficult your past has been, you still have the power to change your life. It all starts with a decision to stop letting your past control you and to start taking steps toward the future you want. Consistency is more powerful than intensity, because success is built on small, repeated actions over time, not just on big efforts made once in a while. Many people start strong when pursuing a goal. They are highly motivated in the beginning, putting in intense effort for a short period. However, when the excitement fades, they slow down, lose focus, and eventually give up. This is because they rely on bursts of energy instead of steady long-term commitment. The truth is, success is not about how hard you work in one moment, it is about how consistently you show up day after day. Imagine someone who wants to get in shape. If they work out intensely for 1 week and then stop for months, they will not see results. But if they exercise regularly, even at a moderate pace, over time they will build strength and endurance. The same principle applies to any goal, whether it is learning a new skill, building a career, or improving personal habits. Small, consistent efforts create lasting progress, while short bursts of effort with long gaps in between lead to stagnation. Consistency builds momentum. When you take small steps every day, those actions compound over time, leading to significant results. Even when progress feels slow, every effort adds up. Many people give up too soon because they do not see immediate results. But success is not about instant gratification, it is about long-term commitment. Those who understand this principle keep going even when progress seems invisible, because they know that consistency is the key to transformation. No matter what goal you are working toward, the most important thing is to stay consistent. Show up every day, put in the effort, and trust the process. Progress may be slow at times, but as long as you keep moving forward, you are getting closer to your goal. Success is not achieved overnight. It is built through small, repeated actions that add up over time. Your environment influences your success because the people you surround yourself with, the habits you develop, and the atmosphere you create play a major role in shaping your mindset and actions. Many people do not realize how much their surroundings impact their behavior. If you are constantly in a negative, unmotivated environment, it becomes harder to stay focused, disciplined, and ambitious. On the other hand, if you are in an environment that supports growth, positivity, and productivity, you are far more likely to stay on track and push yourself towards success. The people around you have a significant impact on your mindset. If you spend time with negative, discouraging, or unmotivated individuals, their attitudes will influence you. You may start doubting yourself, lowering your standards, or losing ambition. However, when you surround yourself with people who are driven, supportive, and focused on growth, their energy will push you to become better. The saying, "you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with," is true. Your environment shapes your mindset, and your mindset shapes your actions. Your physical environment also plays a role in your success. A cluttered, distracting space can make it harder to concentrate, while an organized, focused environment can boost productivity. The habits you build within your environment matter too. If you create routines that support your goals, such as setting up a workspace, planning your day, or eliminating distractions, you set yourself up for success. If you want to change your life, start by evaluating your environment. Surround yourself with people who inspire and challenge you. Create a space that supports your goals. Develop habits that reinforce discipline and consistency. Your environment can either push you forward or hold you back. The choice is yours. Embracing discomfort leads to growth because true progress happens outside of your comfort zone. Many people seek comfort, stability, and ease, believing that avoiding challenges will make life better. However, growth only happens when you push beyond what is familiar and step into the unknown. If you always stay in your comfort zone, you remain stagnant, missing out on opportunities to learn, improve, and achieve more. Discomfort is not something to fear. It is a sign that you are expanding your limits and becoming a stronger, more capable version of yourself. Think about any skill, talent. No one starts as an expert. Every successful person had to go through a period of struggle, uncertainty, and discomfort before they mastered their craft. An athlete must endure grueling training sessions, a musician must practice tirelessly, and an entrepreneur must face countless failures before reaching success. The path to greatness is paved with discomfort, and those who are willing to endure it are the ones who reach their full potential. Fear of discomfort holds many people back. They avoid challenges because they do not want to feel awkward, frustrated, or out of place. But the truth is, those feelings are temporary. Every time you step into discomfort, you expand your abilities. The more you expose yourself to difficult situations, the easier they become. What once felt impossible starts to feel normal. What once seemed intimidating becomes a skill you have mastered. The greatest growth happens when you are willing to be uncomfortable and push past the initial struggle. Discomfort also builds resilience. Life will always present obstacles, setbacks, and unexpected challenges. If you avoid discomfort, you remain unprepared for the realities of life. But if you develop the habit of facing difficulties head-on, you become stronger and more adaptable. You train yourself to handle adversity, to persist through tough times, and to keep going even when things are difficult. The most successful people in the world are not the ones who had the easiest path. They are the ones who learned how to embrace discomfort and use it as fuel for their growth. The key to embracing discomfort is shifting your mindset. Instead of seeing it as something negative, view it as a necessary part of improvement. When you encounter challenges, remind yourself that they are helping you grow. When you feel fear, acknowledge it, but do not let it stop you. The more you step outside of your comfort zone, the more confident, capable, and resilient you become. Growth does not happen by staying where you are, it happens by stepping forward, even when it feels uncomfortable. In the end, the greatest battle you will ever fight is the one against yourself. Your fears, doubts, and limitations are not real barriers. They are only as powerful as you allow them to be. Every challenge you face is an opportunity to grow, and every obstacle is a chance to prove to yourself that you are stronger than you think. The only thing standing between you and your goals is your mindset, your discipline, and your willingness to keep pushing forward. You are not defined by your past, your failures, or your struggles. You are defined by how you rise after every setback, how you overcome every doubt, and how you refuse to let anything hold you back. The battle is not against the world, it is against the voice in your head that tells you to quit. And the moment you choose to believe in yourself, to take action despite fear, and to embrace discomfort as a path to growth, you will realize that nothing can stop you. So stand tall, fight for your dreams, and remember, your greatest opponent is not out there. It has always been and will always be you against yourself. And if you choose to win that battle, nothing else can stand in your way.